Good morning. Welcome to episode 4 of Sweet Skein of Mine, a podcast about knitting, things on the go with knitting, projects that are finished, and just a little chit chat. So for anybody that's coming back, thanks for returning. And also thanks for the feedback. Clearly the phone is a better way to do this than my computer. And yes, thanks for the suggestion to tip my phone so the screen is fully there. I'm learning. And for any new viewers, it's just going to be like a little knitting nerd little session. So, welcome back. My name's Amanda, and I'm an indie dyer and a knitting nerd. So, I'm in Fredericton, New Brunswick. It's a cold day here. It's like, with the wind chill and everything, it feels like minus 23, so it's a chilly day, but who cares? Christmas is in how many more days? Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I'm like Buddy the Elf at Christmas time, I swear. I love it. I love everything about it. We've got some fun things on the go this weekend. Lots of family time, food, visiting, having visitors, so I look forward to it. How about this mug? I gotta show you my little pottery mug. Isn't he cute? I'm also a pottery freak. Anyway, let's talk about what I'm wearing. I have my Madewell on by Joji Locatelli, and it is by far my favorite thing I've ever knit. It was the nicest, easiest project, and I think I loved it because, well, first of all, she writes amazing patterns. Second of all, no seaming. I didn't have to deal, it's raglan, so I didn't have to deal with the shoulders falling off or figuring all of that out. Just like a great easy knit. And I did this in Legacy Fiber Arts Sweater Weather in their steel toe base. Look at that. It's like this peachy, orangey with rust and purples, and I wouldn't normally go for this kind of a color, but when I saw their podcast and saw this, I loved it. So my friend and I both ordered a sweater's quantity and knit this up very quickly. Legacy Fiber Arts, they're the first podcast I ever watched. It's Sue and Chelsea, a mother-daughter little team. I love them. I just want to hang out with them and knit and sit there and laugh at their chit-chat. They're awesome. So not only am I like super big fans of them, I love their yarns. So this is the only thing I've ever ordered from them, and I love it. So like I said before, I'm going to make another Madewell because this pattern's awesome. And the yarn that I'm going to do it with, that I was going to make the granito by Joji Locatelli out of, showed you last time. I don't know if it's turning up very well, but it's called Truffle Hunt. And it's the Brooklyn Tweed Loft. Anyway, it's beautiful. It's like a grayish kind of brown. So yeah, I'm going to have another one of these. So yeah, that's what I'm wearing. Christmas knits. I'm kind of done Christmas knitting for the most part. However, I was home not feeling very good this week, so when I wasn't sleeping, I was knitting, of course. But look what I made. Isn't he cute? It's a little bunny. This is for my cousin's little girl. She loves bunnies and she loves purple. So I didn't have time to do anything like big and significant, but I will. So I thought I'll make her a bunny. And this is a Susan B. Anderson pattern, and it's called Mini Bunny Loves. It's a paid for pattern. Super easy though. Made it on like 2.5 millimeters in a morning. And I did this in my yarn. It's my Sweet Skein of Mine yarn. And it's kind of just a deeper, darker version of how I dye Happy Hippie Up. So it's not such a pale lavender base. I went bolder just for a couple of things I wanted to make. So anyway, I think she'll like this. They're all coming over Christmas Eve, so I'm going to give this to her right away. Alex said my son said he's an amputee. I'm like, no, he's not. He's a cute little stuffy. And I just decided not to do the legs on him. So I got that done. And then another finished product that I completed were socks. Look at these. So I had one done a long time ago. Finally finished the other sock this week. And I call this my souvenir yarn. We go to Boston every spring to see a Red Sox game. And we stopped in Freeport. They have a yarn store there, and it's called it's called Mother of Pearl. It's in Freeport, Maine. And this is their own hand-dyed yarn. And I think it's a 90-10. Yeah, 90% superwash merino, 10% nylon. Anyway, I love it. And these pinks, I don't know, I hope it's coming up because it's so pretty. So yeah, I have some socks done with my souvenir yarn. And that's a big skein because look at that. How much is left? And I made like good size socks. So this will be, I don't know, maybe make some minis. Also, I knit these socks with Hiya Sharps. And I gotta say, these needles are amazing. What are they? They're 2.5 millimeters. For the price of Hiya's and the quality, I mean, to me it's comparable to an Addy, which I think would be double in price, but I love my Addies. However, when I was at Good Vibrations, is that what it's called? Yeah, the yarn store in St. John, I grabbed these because I can't remember how much they were, like $8 or $10. Anyway, so I grabbed them and I love them. They're nice and sharp. The joint is seamless because I'm pretty picky about that. I've realized I don't like carbons because the joint at the tip, I can feel it when my needles are working. It's like this catch every time. So I pick Hiya over carbons. So that's done. Also, I have a half-finished product that I got done this week. And it's another sock. So, let's get this on the blocker and show you. I love this. Look at this. This is done in my my colorway, Sweet Skein of Mine. I did a little theme this year of How the Grinch Stole Christmas, and this is A Wonderful Awful Idea. And it's lime green with red, flecks of charcoal gray, and mustard. It turned out, what's the word, as whimsical, and I don't know, it's got like a vintage feel to it. I love it. I don't know if you're allowed to say that about your own product, but I love it. I think this turned out so fun. So I've got one done. I'll get the other one done. Maybe they'll be my Christmas Day socks. I don't know. Anyway, I love these. So yeah, that's it. I didn't get anything else done this week. I mean, I did a lot of knitting, but no more Christmas presents. However, Christmas knitters gifts showed up this morning. I was getting so worried that these things weren't going to arrive. So hopefully these people, well, they won't know who it's for anyway. But I bought a couple of my girlfriends, knitting friends and family, some knitting gifts. And look what I got from Fringe Supply. I got these bento bags. And I love them. I had mentioned before, sometimes zippers catch your yarn and can literally destroy a skein. So I got a couple of my girlfriends these bento bags. So you just, you can tie them up and throw them in your purse. They're just these linen, beautiful bags. So I got that size for one of the girls in the natural. And then I got, or that's the gray one, I guess. And then I got, this is the natural, and this is a smaller one. So they showed up, and I also ordered one of the girls some of these needles that I love. Controversy what they're called. Likey, looky, not licky, right? Comment below and let me know what are these called. So these are those driftwood needles, and I tend to like metal needles much better because they have like they're just slicker. But these driftwood, oh my gosh, they do not have a drag to them at all. They're pretty slick and they're beautiful. They're driftwood. So these showed up to go in a gift. And then I got myself a Christmas gift because it's Fringe Supply and one of my Instagram friends. And if you watch, you know who you are because I messaged you and said, where do I get? I need one of these bags. I got a Fringe Supply bag. In my favorite color gray. Look at these canvas bags. They're amazing. The leather handle on them. There's an inside pouch. There's even these like little rivety divot, I don't know what you call these guys, but so if you had yarn in there and you were like double stranding, that's what I would use that for. So I think it's fair to say this needs to go under the tree because this is to me, from me. Merry Christmas. I've always wanted a Fringe Supply bag. I got enabled on Instagram one night, but also did some Christmas shopping. So I'm going to drop off those gifts this afternoon at some point. So that's it for Christmas knitting and Christmas stuff on the go. I did get a direct message asking me, because I think last podcast, I called this like a beanie hat or whatever, and I wrote it down. It's not. It's called the Sock Head Slouch Hat. And it's by Kelly McClure on Ravelry. It's a free pattern. And what you can do is you can play with it. Like you can make the ribbing as long as you want. And hers, it's quite big, so you could fold it over if you wanted, or keep knitting the body as long as you wanted. But it's a great, easy hat pattern for any beginner hat knitters, and also any beginner sock knitters. Like I've said before, this is Susan B. Anderson, the Smooth Operator Sock. It's like a 15-page pattern, but not because it's complicated, because she gives a direction step by step for DPNs or in the round, and then she even puts sites to go, Google tutorials for any time you get stuck. So a new sock knitter, really, the Susan B. Anderson Smooth Operator, I would suggest. It's so easy, and it makes it, I always was afraid of socks, but not with this pattern. It makes sense. So yeah, also I thought I'd talk about a favorite notion, because I think I should just pop that in every once in a while. But and again, it's something that I got online from Espace Tricot, which is another one of my favorite podcasts. I just want to sit and knit and drink champagne with Lisa and Melissa. They're two super cool girls, and they're they talk about, it's a yarn store, and of course they're talking about their products, but everything that they say makes you go, yeah, you're right. Like, they're not those girls that push stuff that really isn't very helpful. I don't know. They really they're in tune for great notions and accessories to help a knitter, and ones that they find super useful. So Melissa had spoken about this, and it's a little plastic container, but it opens up to, you have a wider spot here for your bigger items, all of your little guys here, but it all closes up, snaps shut, and then you throw it in your bag. I love this. I've got my blocking needles in there, safety pins, needle keepers, my darning stitch markers, everything. So I'm no longer going into a million different compartments searching for stuff. Everything is together. And this was like $15, and it comes in, oh my goodness, maybe 5 or 6 different colors. So I would really recommend this to a knitter to have in your little notions kit. And that's really it. I was also going to mention, like, speaking of podcasts, I watch podcasts like people binge watch Netflix. So I started out with Legacy Fiber Arts, then I got onto the Grocery Girls, who I've spoken before of. They're hilarious and super, super smart knitters. What else? And then I got into Espace Tricot, Stress Knits with Stacy. So I found a new one, the Knitters League. I love them. It's 4 ladies that sit around and talk about knitting, and they're funny. I don't, like the maybe 3rd episode was all of them introducing themselves, and they all kind of said a little blurb about themselves, and then Alyssa had to put a plug in too. She's like, oh yeah, and I drink beer. I like beer, like real beer, the beer you stand in line to buy for. And I'm like, yeah, me too. I don't like go get Bud Lights. Like we go to like the craft beer stores. And anyway, it was funny. They're another group of girls I think you just sit and knit and have a hilarious chat with. So yeah, so if you're ever looking for some good podcasts, those are definitely some of them. Like I said, I binge watch, but now I subscribe and I'm getting the heads up on all of them. I'm binge watching A Homespun House right now, which is clearly going to be a marathon because Molly has like 100 episodes and I'm at the beginning. But I just watched her little podcast about talking about knitting, whether it's like the process or the product of knitting. Like when you're knitting, is it all about just that process of getting it done, or are you whipping it up to get the product? And I'm definitely both. Sometimes I'm just enjoying it. Like I'm going to make another Madewell. There's not going to be any big rush for it because I have one, but still I'm going to enjoy the process of that. When I make a gift, sometimes it's about the product. Last summer I made one of my girlfriends a pair of socks and it was like, oh my God, I gotta get these effers off the needles so I have it ready for her birthday. So that was kind of a knitting for the product, but I still enjoyed knitting them, of course. I use beautiful yarn I went into a yarn ink club and yeah, so that was kind of nice. That's it. I wasn't even sure if I was going to do a podcast today because I didn't know if I had enough to talk about, but I guess I kind of did because I'm at 16 minutes and I really want to keep these short and sweet. Yep, that's it. So everybody, have a wonderful Christmas. Happy holidays. Hope you get lots of downtime in, lots of knitting in. Hopefully some of you get a fun knitting gift. I know, something I'm getting just because I had to give the idea. So next podcast, I'll show it to you. I'm so excited. I love it. So happy holidays. Enjoy, everybody. And I will see you again, possibly next Friday if life's not too busy. We're talking about maybe hopping away for a bit, getting out of town, and getting the kids all to myself, which would be really nice. Anyway, happy holidays. Happy knitting. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.